Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Not Friday yet, it's Thursday. Hope everyone's doing well. A lot of earnings out this week, as we've been talking about. So that is all on time and on target. We are here today on Ticker Thursdays, so thank you for coming back. If you're here for the first time, as usual, welcome. It's great to have you here. This is, I'm Serge Berger from thesteadytrader.com. It's our morning call, and we are going to spend the next 15 minutes or so going through a few things in the market. I'm going to start off today continuing following up on our pounding table discussion on copper, which we've been doing for some time. This morning, copper's up almost 8%. So that trade is working very well. I hope it's also serving you guys well, since we've been pounding the table on this one for so long. Anyway, let's quickly see here. We are good to go. Everything's all set. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So it is also Ticker Thursdays, as you guys know. So we are going to go through some tickers to make sure that you get a chance to ask whatever stocks you want to look at. We'll get to that a bit later on here. First, let's go through some things. First of all, just as a reminder, we do have our State of the Market address on Friday, so that's tomorrow at, I believe it's 11 o'clock Eastern, so that's 8 o'clock Pacific time. And we're looking forward to that. It's always it's a quarterly thing. We do it so 4 times a year. We go through the markets in a bigger picture, kind of roadmap. It's really my favorite thing to do as well. It's also where the most money is typically being made. Being right or wrong on those things is typically the biggest delta in net worth and portfolios. So that's coming up on Friday. We're going to have a link for you. It'll probably be emailed to you at some point. Although actually, let's see. I might even have a State of the Market link for you. If you guys give me just 1 second, I'm going to quickly check. But we're going to start off with copper. If you guys want to get your tickers ready, then we will get to those here shortly. I want to go through a few things. Copper, I want to go through the indices and a couple other things. We have some single name stock moves here as well that we want to go through here. Okay, I have the State of the Market. Let me see. This might be, I think I might have found the link where you guys can sign up for the State of the Market. Let me just make sure. Yeah, there you go. I found it. All right, so this is it here. This is how you guys can sign up. It's free. Our State of the Market address on Friday, tomorrow. I'm going to put it into the chat box here. Here, I'm putting it into the chat box. There you go. You guys can just click on that and get started. So this is typically our quarterly, not typically, it is our quarterly market update and stuff. So make sure you join us for that. The link is in the chat box. All right, let's get started. So first of all, let's start off with copper. As you probably know by now, hopefully you've been listening to us for the past 2 years. We've said that copper is a big deal. Here is what's going on with copper. Here is the monthly chart. We've been showing this one to our clients for, gosh, I don't know how long, a couple of years probably at this point, saying, listen, at some point this is going to explode to the upside. For the most part, that is what's taking place right now. So we are witnessing this actually taking place, which is nice. This is a monthly chart of copper. You can see it basically goes back to about 2006. So it's about 20 years of data here, just since the beginning of that red line there. And so copper's going higher. I'm not quite sure if I have necessarily a profit target. I think in immediate term, $8 to $10 is not out of the question. But again, I think something like this is more of a trend following story. So I wouldn't want to turn this too much into a little trade. It's the point really is to capture the move. Since we've talked about this trade again a couple of years ago, we're probably now somewhere up around 60% on copper, and again, I think it could easily go to $8 to $10, and then we'll kind of figure it out from there. So that's kind of how we are going to look at this. If you're wondering if there's an ETF, yes, there is. CPER would be the ETF for that. Hasn't existed for that long. I think 2012 is when that ETF started. Doesn't matter, of course. It's tethered to the price of copper. So as long as copper moves, that ETF will move as well in whatever direction it goes. So that's one thing. Next thing I want to talk about is oil. Oil has been one of those lagging commodities. Remember, oil is a bit challenging because it's got all sorts of geopolitical things and whatever. This light just got brighter. Anyway, so the price of oil is making a move, and we are actually, for those of you guys using our momentum indicator, the trender momentum indicator, or the trend ruler for that matter, let me quickly show you, if I could find it, where we are now on momentum in oil, which is, I think, interesting for you guys to see. If I could just find it. Come on, where is... Quickly find it for you guys. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. I think the charting platform here is doing some weird stuff. It's an external one, not ours. So here we go. We have this and this. All right. Yeah, this is what? Yeah, I think this platform's having some issues. Sorry about that, guys. Here we go. So this is Trender. Here we go. All right. So this is what I want to show you. I'm bringing it over right now. So the price of oil is now actually finally having momentum. Well, it's actually been having upside momentum since the 2nd of January. So it's been, close to a month. But that's not even the price of oil here. Idiot. Here. Since the 12th of January. So I thought it looked a bit weird. So we are certainly seeing a change in the price of oil. I think this is something we want to watch very closely. We don't yet have an actual trend, so if you are using our Market Rover trend following software, which is the multi-quarter kind of thing, then you will see that we don't yet have a bullish trend. We're still in neutral trend right now, the background color, but we do have bullish momentum, right? Which was, where was that? Here. Okay, so this is momentum, and again, that buy signal came on the 12th of January. So this is going, and it's going well, and it's quite frankly possibly the missing link that ultimately gets commodities moving. They've already been moving, right? We've talked about this chart here for some time. If you look at BCOM, which is the Bloomberg Commodity Index, we've been talking about, and we'll talk about this a lot more on Friday in the state of the market, right? The commodity indices, like the Bloomberg Commodity Index, which, by the way, this week is up almost 6% week to date. They're quite a heavy oil, right? And so if oil starts to release higher, which we think ultimately it will, then this should probably be very positive headwinds for the commodity space. So that is oil, that is copper. If you're looking for an ETF, something that is worth looking at potentially is BNO. This is the Brent oil fund. It's an ETF you can look at. I think everyone that's ever looked at a chart can probably determine that this is has some sort of bullish undertones, right? So BNO is something that you may want to take a look at. Again, remember, not advice, just information here. You always check out the ETFs if there's weird tax implications for them. This one might have something. I'm not just an LP. So anyway, just have a look at it yourself. That's for me, more importantly, is the research we're providing here from the underlying perspective. We'll do ticker Thursdays in a minute, but I do want to quickly go through the S&P. Nothing new here. We've been very steadfast since late November. The momentum is bullish. That hasn't changed one bit, just absolutely not. So here is where we are on that. SPY or SPX, don't matter. It's the same. Remember, it's the same price action. So here is the momentum. So we have had bullish momentum since the late November, as I just said. So unchanged, that remains bullish. We do not have a sell signal yet. It's going to be a little bit boring on the index front, but that's because the Max 7s are not doing anything. And the rest of the market has to carry that weight. And as we said, mathematically, that becomes impossible. Ultimately, the market, the S&P can't go higher materially. It can go higher, but not materially, unless you have the Max 7 stocks continue to blow higher at exceptional rates, which they won't. They can't, and thus the S&P is likely going to flatline for probably 5 to 10 years, and most people will find out about that once we have a down year or a flat year or a very small up year. It's going to take most people a long time to actually accept that. Anyway, in the meantime, in the very near term, we've had 2 up gaps. We had an up gap on this Monday, then again on Tuesday, and yesterday. Yesterday's up gap actually closed, but now we still have two up gaps that could fill and will fill at some point, most likely. The question is when. So if you are a trade ops member, which is our Slack chat rooms, we will be monitoring these gaps. Yesterday's gap filled nicely, so we'll look at the rest as they come along. Which brings us to a couple of stocks. Again, if you guys have some stocks you want to look at, I'm going to start off with Cisco. That is a stock that we've been talking about to members about throughout this week so far. You can see from a momentum perspective, Cisco Systems, which has earnings in a couple of weeks, so just be aware. And we don't hold swing trades to earnings, but we had a sell signal on the 5th of January, reached the free profit target. This is momentum now, and short-term stuff. And momentum then became a buy signal on Tuesday, so 2 days ago. And we have a free profit target around 80, just north of $80. For the free profit target. That's the first profit target where we take half profits. Again, this is our trend or momentum indicator. At the same time, we have, let me show you this. At the same time in Cisco, we now also have a bullish trend. Okay, and this is where trend following comes up. So trend following is, of course, where, again, we can actually put real capital behind. It's not just a trade. So you can see Cisco Systems now also has first of all, it's had a bullish trend for a long time. That's nothing new. But we also now have a trend following swing trading buy signal. Does having a swing trading buy signal plus a momentum buy signal at the same time give it more validity? No, like absolutely not. They have nothing to do with each other. It just means that in 2 different time frames we have buy signals, but it does not make the signal stronger, right? I know a lot of people like to get that sort of self-assurance. That's not how it works. Then Bob wants to look at JP Morgan. JP Morgan, obviously, to no great surprise, is bullish trend, so that hasn't changed. And in the near term, from a momentum perspective, JP Morgan is in a bearish momentum trade since the 14th of January, and the free profit target has been reached so far. And we'll see what comes next. So far, it's in bearish momentum, but long-term bullish trend. So the short-term trade is bearish. The free profit target's been reached. The time to short the stock is not today. It was, according to our process, right? It was on the 14th of January. Next thing, what about, someone said General Motors. So GM, we actually have it as our scan of the day for momentum indicator, for TST trend momentum indicator owners. The free profit target is at 89 or something like that, 89. So GM is short-term bullish as well. Is there any other single name stocks you guys want to look at, or does that kind of cover it? We're at the 15-minute mark. Just want to make sure we go through everything that you guys want to have a look at. Let's see here. Yes. Also. Well, yeah. Well, okay. We'll get the silver. We've talked about it extensively. It's a bit late now to go buy silver. We've talked about it extensively. It's getting morbidly overbought, as is gold. I'll show you that in a minute. We talked about it for the past few days. We've been pounding the table on silver and gold for 2 years now, so it's a bit late now to get after it. But maybe if we get a 20-30% correction, if we do, then maybe we can look at that again. Let me see. Yeah. So also the next AI trade. So we are doing another. I think it's the final session here for the week. If you haven't had a chance yet to come to our what the next sort of AI boom opportunity is, join us again. It's actually going to happen today at 1 p.m. We're going to go today at 1 Eastern. Sorry, that's 10 o'clock Pacific time. And we've been talking about it all week. This is this is one of our highest conviction ideas. It's sort of like how do we take advantage of the next AI moves? It's not AI stocks. It's like the stuff that you need to actually make AI happen, because it's nice to have AI as a tool. I use it every day, all day. The problem is it doesn't stand a chance to actually come to its full fruition unless we actually have the proper stuff in place to make it happen, right? So if you're interested what that is, and we're going to show you, it's our weekly strategy session this week. Again, 1 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time today, Thursday, 29th. 10 o'clock Pacific time. So we look forward to seeing you guys there. So this is not State of the Market, right? State of the Market is Friday at 11 Eastern, 8 o'clock Pacific. This is the specific opportunity. This is our weekly strategy session. State of the Market's like a special thing this week that we do. Let's see here. Yeah, so I mean, obviously the content is the same. I can't, give you different content for the same idea 2 days, from yesterday to today. So it's the same content. Okay, let's talk about silver. Here is what's going on with silver. Again, we've talked about silver. If you don't have a trend following process, I would encourage you to get one. We received our trend following buy signals in silver. I keep talking about it here factually in March of 2024. Since then, silver is up 386%. It's getting overbought, so I'm going to quickly show you this. So the price of silver, actually the price of gold now, so GLD, is now getting extremely overbought. Silver is probably overbought too, but we don't actually have a Vertical X Pro extreme overbought reading just yet. So the price of gold is now officially at an extreme Vertical X Pro overbought. It doesn't mean it's a short. It just means that we wouldn't be buying it up here, right? Just like we didn't buy, and we warned everyone back in mid-October. It then corrected 10%, right? So we're at a similar spot right now. Next question or next ticker is LRCX. Lam Research. Yeah, so let's understand what these companies are, right? So Lam Research is a semiconductor company. 1 second, let me just check something. So these are... Sorry, 1 second, guys. I'm just double checking something. Sorry. So yeah, LRCX is a semiconductor company. The trend remains intact. I think it's going vertical. So, and I think you have to make sure you know when earnings are coming up on this one. I think they have earnings. Actually, they had earnings last night. So let's see what this thing is doing pre-market. Yeah, of course it's up. Why not? Yeah, so I personally wouldn't do a whole lot with this one thing. The only thing I can tell you is it's bullish trend. Again, the time to buy it is probably not today. We received our bullish trend following signal on June of last year. The stock is now up 182%. Factually, right? LRCX, from a very near-term perspective, like a momentum perspective, which is a little bit of a moot point this morning because they just had earnings, so we need to see how the earnings react. But we received our latest momentum buy signal back on the 28th of November, right? Not today, but back then. Same thing for MU. This is William's look at MU, right? This is the same idea. It's not really a time to buy MU today when the momentum signal came in November and the stock is now up 100. It's literally doubled. It's up 100%. And obviously that's going to be a bullish one. Following a long-term perspective. Amgen, we actually had Amgen on. I know they have earnings coming up. The momentum here is not anything really to write home about. I think the most important thing about Amgen is first of all, Amgen is a biotech company. It is in a bullish trend. So just make sure. I think they have earnings coming up next week, don't they? Or February 3rd, yeah, so next week. So I think at this point you have to wait. It's a biotech company, so you got this could be nuclear in either direction. I would just be a bit careful with that. But we really like the story behind what they are doing. I just would be careful about earnings as from a trading perspective, right? We typically don't do anything with earnings. Earnings trades, like we're not going to hold a swing trade through earnings. An investment, yes, but not a swing trade. It just, if you do it long enough, like 26 years, then you will ultimately see it's not really a fruitful exercise. Berkshire Hathaway is basically neutral. Whoever's asking this, MGS golfer. So basically, it's in a kind of a neutral zone. There's not a whole lot to do. There's not a bullish trend. It's not a bearish trend. It's just neutral with the background color. There's not a whole lot to do with Berkshire Hathaway at this point. So anyway, we're coming up our 20-minute session. So I hope this was helpful for everybody. Thanks for being here. Again, if you want to join us for State of the Market, which is on Friday, 11 o'clock Eastern, I think. The link for that is in the chat box here. And also, if you want to join us for today for the next AI trade, the one that we really think is I'm going to say the big one. It's a big one. I have to be careful what I say from a compliance perspective. It's a really big one because it enables AI to actually work and come to its hopefully to its full capacity. So anyway, thanks all for being here. Hope you have a great rest of your day, a great weekend. Remember, we do this show Monday through Thursday, not on Fridays. So if you want to join us again here, please come back on Monday. Please give us a thumbs up, like. Please subscribe to the channel. That really helps us to be able to continue to do this show. And we will see you guys again